There is one thing in management and leadership that I see happening a lot around me, and this is leaders and managers comparing themselves a lot. And when I say a lot, this is another statement. They are constantly comparing themselves to their peers. They are constantly looking at their peers, looking at how they do things and try to be like them. And for the experience I have over 10 years now, this is a very dangerous game. And in this video today, I will tell you why that's dangerous. I will also tell you about my story because I made a mistake as well. I've been comparing myself to other managers, and I will tell you why I stopped that. But most importantly, I will also tell you what to do, because it's well and good to say that something is not right, something needs to change. But most importantly, I think that we also should give solutions as what to do. And this is what I'm going to do in this video. I'm going to tell you why it's dangerous to compare yourself to your peers and what you should do instead. Let's go. So how can you be authentic if you're comparing yourself all the time to your peers? How can you be yourself? How can your team relate to you? How they can recognize in you the person they are? This is what we talk about in this video. But before then, if you're new here, welcome to Management Secrets. On this channel, I'm talking about my own experience as a manager. I'm talking about my over 10 years of management and leadership roles. In this channel, you're not going to find anything about books, any theories at all. I'm all about the practical side of management and leadership. I've come from being an okay manager, not very well liked by his team, to be a successful manager, being voted best manager of the year. So in this channel, I will tell you about my challenges, but also I will tell you about my success, because I think we need to share more about our success as leaders and managers so others can learn from it. And also we need to talk about our challenges, because I believe that in management and leadership, everyone doesn't have to go through the same pain someone else has been going through. So if you think that's talking to you, if you really want to develop yourself as a manager, if you want to start well your career as a manager, if you want to have the second opinion of another manager by my experience, then this channel is for you. So you want to subscribe to this channel. You also want to activate the notification button so you can be notified of all the videos I leave here on a weekly basis for you. You know, when we all start our roles as managers, and that is the same thing for almost everyone, I would say 90% of new managers, is that we are trying to understand what is the role of being a manager or a leader. So what we tend to do, what we're drawn into, is that we're looking around us and we're watching other managers around us. And what we mostly do is that we tend to copy first, maybe our own manager. You're watching around you and you see this manager that is well liked, he seems to be successful, and you want to be exactly like that manager. And on a daily basis, what you do is just to replicate what exactly that person is doing. So by doing this, this is very dangerous for you, especially in this era. When it comes to management nowadays, employees are looking for managers that are authentic, managers that they can relate to. They're not looking for a superhuman. They're not looking for someone that knows everything. They're looking for a manager that can listen to them, a manager that can have some empathy, a manager that can be a human and treat them like human as well. They're looking for connection. So if you want to connect with your team, if you want to be that person they can relate to, but you tend to be comparing yourself all the time to your peers, this is not going to work for you, because by comparing yourself too much to someone else, by comparing yourself too much to your peers, what's going to happen is you are going to be wanting to look like them. You're going to try to be someone you're not. I think it's a very good idea to be looking at the skills that other managers have, other skills that your peers have. And based on their skills, you want to do like them. You want to have that skill. You see that skill is working. Okay, I want to have that skill as well. So I'm going to learn and be like that. But you shouldn't be trying to copy the personality of another peer. You shouldn't be trying to copy the exact way someone is managing the teams and think that you're going to apply the same on your team as well. You're going to be lacking authenticity. You're going to be lacking the person you are, the reason why you've been hired for this role of being a manager. Comparing yourself to your peers gets you in that zone where you forget about yourself. You forget about the person you are. You're forgetting what you can actually bring on the table. And this is the reason why you've been chosen for this role. I can guarantee you that. You've been chosen in this role not because your boss or your company wanted you to be like someone else, even if that person is successful. And I will tell you my own story here. I remember when I started in the beginning of my career as a manager, as a leader, there was this manager that I really appreciated. I think to me, he was one of the best managers in the team that we had. Because I was a young manager, I didn't have any experience, and I was kind of looking for my role model, right? My idol, someone that could be the reference when it comes to success. And I started to be watching this manager, to be looking at what he was doing all the time. And me, without knowing it, I started to behave like that manager. I started not to be the person I was, but I started to be like the mini of that manager. And I remember having that conversation once with my manager, and she went to me and said, Cedric, I noticed something with you. And I said, what was that? She said, I noticed that you changing, you becoming someone else, and not in a good way. You are a talented manager, and I really liked the way you are. I really liked the way you approach things. I really like the way you are who you are. But I've noticed recently that you are starting to be someone different, and is getting closer to this other manager. So she said to me, I know maybe you're thinking that this manager is successful, and he was. He was having a great team environment. This is something I wanted to have for my team as well. And I thought I needed to be like him in order to get the same result for my own team too. And my manager said to me, look, I know maybe what you're thinking now is that by being like this manager, you are also going to get the same result. But I want you to know this, Cedric, I've chosen you as a manager because of who you are. I do not want to have, let's say that manager was called John. My manager said to me, Cedric, I don't want to have two Johns in the team. I don't want to have the same person twice. You've been chosen because of who you are. Of course, you need to be better. Of course, you need to improve as a manager because you're a young leader. You are going to be learning day after days. You're going to be learning years after years. But please, do not try to be like someone else, because this is going to break what you bring on the table and makes of you an exceptional individual. And the same thing goes to you. You watching me now. You've been chosen because of something that you bring in on the table. You've been chosen because of who you are. Even if you need to improve your skills, even if you need to be better at leading and managing, do not forget that the person you are is the reason why you've been chosen for the role. Now, improving other skills is completely different, but you need to be yourself. Stop comparing yourself to your peers. Your peers are your peers. They're who they are, but you also have something special, and this is you. Bring yourself while still learning other skills that will make you improve your management style, your management career, your management development. What you should do instead is like what I did for myself. You need to look into yourself. What is that you have that someone else doesn't have? What is that uniqueness that you bring on the table? What have you been chosen for this role? And this is a question you need to ask your boss. You need to ask your line manager. The only way for you to really know why you be chosen for a role is to go and ask whoever is choosing you for the role. Compare yourself to the person you were yesterday. If you're improving, this is good enough. This is the advice I had for you, because I see a lot in management, a lot of leaders, a lot of managers having that whole pressure. They're trying to copy so-and-so. They're trying to be the most perfect person. I know you're trying to do your best, but there will never be a perfect leader, a perfect manager. There'll be time when people are not going to like what you're doing, but you need to focus on what you bring on the table and makes you a special individual, because I know you're special and you know you're special. So stop comparing yourself to your peers, and I'll see you in the next video.